Being vulnerable sucks so bad. The name of it alone is like I'm weak and I'm open to attack, and it's a feeling most people are trying to avoid at any cost. And in a relationship, especially a marriage, I especially don't want to be vulnerable there. But I'm absolutely convinced you cannot have a good marriage unless you're both willing to be vulnerable with each other. Now, I know you might be married to someone who is not willing or able to be vulnerable. And not only are they not willing and able, but they won't even tolerate your vulnerability. In that case, you need counseling. There's nothing you can do to get around that. You can exist together very well. You can coexist. You can manage the house and the kids like business partners. But to have that relationship that you see in the movies that you get jealous of and you're like, oh, that's what I want. It takes vulnerability. Now, let me tell you something that we do very often to avoid the vulnerability, because I've done it myself. I'm the queen of this. I would do things for my husband in order to kind of like make him owe me for something. I'd beat around the bush and not tell him what I was feeling or needing, but I was hoping he would catch on or notice by the hints that I was dropping. Because it was scary to come out and actually say it, because it made me vulnerable to him, and I didn't want to be that. If I do all the chores around the house and sigh loudly at him while he sits on the couch, maybe he'll realize how exhausted I am, and then he'll get up and help me. Yeah, you can do that. That's the passive aggressive way. It doesn't end well. The vulnerable way you could address that is speaking to them, letting them know that you need help. Hey, could we set up maybe a schedule where we both agree to certain things that get done before we go to bed at night, and we can do them on our own time, but we're doing it together. Because I feel really tired and burnt out. I feel like I can't keep up with the housework, and I really would appreciate your help. Or we say things like, we don't even care about our marriage anyway. And I believe we're saying those things because we desperately want our spouse to turn around and say, baby, I do. I care about you and our marriage. I care about it deeply. But instead, we're accusing them, so it does the opposite. They come back at us with something else intense and rude. That kind of language literally accomplishes the opposite of what we're deeply, desperately hoping it will. The vulnerable version would be, hey, I am feeling so freaked out. I feel like we're losing each other. I miss you. I miss how it used to be. And I just feel like I would do anything to get it back that way. When you're gone after work and you don't come home till late, it makes me feel scared.